Well, welcome back everyone. Gaming for XP, continuing on our Junkyard build on the spinning wheel of doom. Let's get building. Well, welcome back guys, and here we are. We're making some good progress. Remember the last time we were here we got a lot done, and we got most of the main components in for the dwelling that I'm about to build today. And see it just above me there, and now we just need to put some supports in. So I hope you're well. I hope everything's going well for you. I'm enjoying this build extremely, and I end up putting some more dwellings in here, and I'm actually building yeah, I'm building a settlement now in Starlight, so I don't know where I'm going to build and do my demo build from now on, because it's getting a bit full, but not to worry. And those builds will be coming up shortly on the channel, probably in the next month or so. I have got a lot of builds to come. I've recorded a heck of a lot. It's just trying to find a space for them. So I think I said in the first video or the second video, I can't remember, that I was going to do something fairly different with these washing machines and dryers, and so today's the day for that. I'm actually going to use them as supports, which I think if you were building in a junkyard or a scrapyard, you'd probably do that, so it made sense for me. So we're just putting them in on top of the container for now. You'll see in a minute what I'm going to put on there. I'm not going to ruin the surprise. It's a bit like Christmas. Please Bethesda, I wish we could copy and paste a couple of items, more than one at a time. It would make life so much easier as a builder. Anyway, I think I've got a mod that I'm trialing at the moment that I think allows you to do that. I think it's called copy pasta. Really haven't spent a lot of time using it just yet. I've been a bit busy doing a whole lot of other stuff, but I will get round to it. Thanks for the response to the mod review I done on Better Stores. If you haven't seen that, check it out. It's been extremely popular, and it would seem that the mod reviews that I do are very popular, so I may do a few more of those going forward. So let me know in the comments if you'd like to see more reviews, and if so, what mods you would like to see. Obviously I only use so many, so I'm only going to review what I use. I mean, I'm happy to review other mods, but it just takes quite a bit of time to do. And also the other thing with mods is, especially once you I've got quite a long list of mods that I use now. One of the problems is you don't know where one mod ends and the other mod starts sometimes, so yeah. Anyway, I have got a method that I can use to kind of strip back everything except one particular mod, so I've got another save that I use. Now here I'm putting a platform in. In the end, actually we don't end up using it, but it does give me a guide to put something on top of it, which I'm about to do fairly shortly. I think I've got to find it. Got to find it first. You know what my memory's like. Shocking usually. Yep. Let's think. Is it in there or not? See, so I'm looking through all these mods, going, where have I put it? I've hidden it here somewhere. And then I remember. There it is there. Beautiful. I'm going to put that up here. There we go. Just put it there. Click. Nice. And we'll go down and have a look, see what it looks like. Get rid of that. Get rid of that. Get rid of that. Yep. And most of those, my idea was to have a platform up there, but I end up getting rid of it. And actually I think I've got the wrong way around at the moment, but we'll see. Now here's a nice tip for you. See what's happening here? I can't get up the ramp because I've put it the wrong way around, so I'm going to move it the opposite way, and in fact that's where it ends up staying. Well, not exactly there, but in that configuration. I'll take this all down, because this is all surplus to requirement, really. Don't know why that will. I think I'm actually outside the boundary there. I think that's why it won't snap. But it's weird that the other one will. Yeah. Okay. But again, yeah, I'll put those. There we go. That's better. Pull it inside the boundary now. I put those dryers there so they would look as though they're supporting this. And there you go. There's my first fall off of the day. Yep, it was only a matter of time really, wasn't it? Yep, so I take this piece of wood away and maybe we just center that a little bit more. Yep, all good. And there we go. We have a little dwelling up on the top here. And we will decorate that later, but it if you go to, I'm still not happy with that, I might just leave it. If you go to Big John's salvage yard, you will see this particular structure. Beware if you do go there and you haven't been there before, there'll be super mutants trying to kill you. And he'll come, the big fellow with a big gun will come down for that structure and try and kill you. So, just telling you. But, and again, I'll stuff around with this, and in the end, I end up taking all this stuff out that I end up using it. You know, when you're initially building, you're trying things, you're trying to figure things out. So it's not a fruitless exercise. It's just in the end, when I step back and have a look at it, it just doesn't look right. So yeah, I will faff around with it. Faff is a Scottish word for, you know, just stuff around, muck around, I don't know, whatever translation or whatever you have in your part of the world for that. But yeah, in Scotland, it's, yeah, faffing, having a wee bit of a faff. Here we go. Put it back in place, and it's I like the look of it. Look, there we go. Although we have a nice little bit of sun rays poking through. Yep. See how they're angled off. I don't like the look of how they're angled off, and in the end, I just say, well, really, I don't need it. I'll probably take those off, but I've cut a lot of me mucking around with those. Now, just looking for some ideas here on how to just make it look supported, and I'm thinking, you know, my brain's thinking, okay, Junkyard, what would they use? And certainly shelf systems are perfect, and you can see the height is great on this. So I think, yeah, as supports for your kind of walkways, that makes a lot of sense to me. So I just put one of those in. Just makes it look as though it's a little bit supported. And you could bring that forward if you wanted a little bit more. So, okay, I think I'm waiting for the build menu to open here. Yep, okay, and this is probably where I took these supports completely away. Now you can see it's floating, so I'm going to try and bring that down to make it look as though it's actually sitting on top of those dryers. There we go. Now, you'll see in a minute that I'll put it down, and you'll see that you can't have it too low. And it does take a bit of mucking around with. Now you'll see why. See, they're all poking through. So you have to have it at least at a certain level before it will it'll be effective. Yeah, there we go. And it just popped into place then. Just take your time when you're doing this. And there we go. It looks like it's sitting on all those dryers and it's supported. Now, the only other thing we have is just a little bit of a gap there, but that's easy. We can use those floor fillers to fix that. A little board. So now, I think you've seen in previous builds with the containers, the beauty of the containers is that these vanilla pieces and these shack outer walls and stuff, they all just snap straight to them, which is great. I think in the first build that I done, the original build I done, I actually done this, and it's just fantastic when you're trying to build something on the top here. Now it takes me a while to figure out how to do this, or what the configuration, well, not so much how to do it, but what the configuration is going to be like up here. There's many configurations that I try up here, and I've kind of cut those out because it just took so long. But again, I don't like the way that clips through. Yep, take it out. But I end up coming up with a nice little dwelling in here. And again, as I've said in the previous previous video, sorry, the extended version, I like to have, in this build in particular, I like to have all these little areas where settlers would live and spend some time. And so I'm build just little individual rooms scattered throughout the junkyard, and it looks really effective. And if you look at the vibe that I'm going for, and if you look at where my influence was for this build to start with, it just fits in perfectly. It's exactly the same as what you would see in some of these areas around the Commonwealth that you'll run into that have this kind of, you know, Atom's Cut garage has a little bit of a junkyard at the back, and obviously Big John's has that too, and they usually have these little rooms or places where the settlers would spend some time, and so that's what I'm going for here. Okay, all good. So just trying to figure out what this is going to look like, and I'm going for that scrappy look. I like the scrappy look. I think yeah, we're in a scrapyard, I know. Yeah, before you send the comments, guys, I know we're in a scrapyard, so I'm going for a scrappy look. But it just all fits. It really just all fits and all works. That you would have something like that here, and you would have it making it look as though they've just sort of thrown it together. There we go. Come on, fit. That's it. Nice. All good. Progress is good so far. So just while we're putting this together, I'll talk about what's going on in the channel a little bit. Obviously I have the Junkyard build going on right now as you're watching, and I have a couple of additional builds that I'm working on in Starlight, and in fact I have one particular one that I'll be putting up fairly shortly, and one that I'm working on right now. And I've tried to keep it kind of junkyardy stroke manufacturing stroke kind of, you know, vehicle orientated build. But I've come up with some new ideas on how to build some settlement items and stuff like that that I haven't seen too many people use before, and some materials I haven't seen people use before, and I'm enjoying building it, but it's becoming a real challenge for me, which I love, to come up with some new ideas and some new looks. So the series that we're doing here with the Junkyard is going to continue for a while yet, but it's not going to be the actual Junkyard. I know it sounds a bit cryptic and mysterious and stuff, but it will be in this settlement, and it will be around building a total settlement with the same kind of look, but some quite different builds as well. So that's all coming up. We have, of course, the Western Fort build at £10 Bluff, and if you haven't seen that, check that video out. I've got another one coming up this week, and I start to build some individual buildings on that. I will be just putting out some separate videos on some of the buildings that I've built at £10 for the fort, and I'm not going to do a whole settlement build series there. I'm just going to do individual little builds using that cabins in the woods mod, which is just fantastic. And then of course we forgot about hangmans. I've got all these hangmans videos ready to go, but I just think some of these builds that I've been doing lately I'm really pleased with, and they've been jumping in front. So we'll be back at hangmans at some point, and continuing that build. That build's almost finished. I just need to do the walkthrough for that. Unfortunately, because of the issue that I had with snapping build, because it's disappeared now, I think I mentioned that in one of my last videos, I've got to do some retweaking at hangmans, and at the moment I'm having some issues because there are now settlers in hangmans and they're causing me some frame rate drop issues. So all the initial building videos are actually done and were done a while ago, and I haven't released them all, but now that I've got to go back and tweak it, it does cause me a few issues. So you'll get the final tour at some point once I'm able to figure that out. So that's happening. And then there's a lot of little individual builds that I've already recorded. So we've got plenty coming up on the channel, to the point where I've had to stop recording for the minute and actually start editing a lot of the videos that I've already recorded. Now, said before that this is going to cause an issue. It's not a major issue because we're able to put that step in there, and I knew that that would fit in there, so I wasn't too worried about it. So this is all coming along nicely. I put a bit of a roof on there. That's maybe a bit too big. Yep, that's perfect. Okay. Falling off things and trying to get things. There we go. Come on. Snap. No, move across. That's it. Snap. That's maybe too long. Okay, so we've got a little dwelling. It's starting to come together in here. Yeah, that's got a bit of a gap there, so we need to fix that at some point. Yeah. So yeah, I'm using these walls, and this is another little idea, using these walls as little dividers, and so it kind of defines them as little rooms, which is, I think, is something worth doing. So I've got this gap. Instead of putting those end pieces on, I decided to go with these boards, wall planks, which I think again gives that overall look that we're going for, of somebody that's just found all this materials and just started to put this thing together. Maybe not one of the world's best builders in the world, but you know, that's not what we're looking for. We don't want it to be perfect. Yeah, I think that needs to be a smaller roof there. Yeah, so we just have a single, yeah, that's just a little balcony. That's perfect, just like that. Okay, progress, and I don't think there's a great deal more that we're going to do in this build today. And we only really have one more video to go in this series as far as the junkyard goes, and so in the next video that we put up, as I put the posts in, just support posts, the last video will pretty much put the wall, complete the wall around the junkyard, and then I'll give you a final tour. And the final tour is certainly, there's a lot more to it, and it's a lot of decoration that I do that just makes this place come to life. So one more, but I think that the next video will be pretty short. There's not too much to the last one. So I hope you've enjoyed this vid, and I hope it's given you some inspiration to do your own kind of little settlement in this way. I'd love to see those if you make those. And so thanks for watching. As ever, leave a like and comment, and I'll catch you later.